Hello, welcome to this video tutorial on how to play blues number 1 on the piano or keyboard. First, let's have a listen on as to how it might sound. Alright, so blues number 1 is made out of section A and section B. Let's look at section A first. So for section A, left hand, let's look at left hand. So left hand, finger 1 on E flat, finger 2 on the key going, next black key going down, finger 3, piano finger 3 on the next black key going down, and then you go back to the key going up. So that's essentially it. Left hand is made up of those 3 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's play the left hand together for a few bars. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so for the right hand, let's have a look at the right hand. So the right hand, we are going to use a E flat pentatonic scale kind of thing with a blue notes actually. So what you want to do is right hand, finger 1 on E flat, finger 2 on the next black key, finger 3 on the next black key, finger 4 on the next white key, which is A, finger 5 on the next black key, which is B flat. So what I would like you to do is keep your fingers on those keys once you have found those keys. The reason for doing this is because if your fingers are up in the air and when you go down, you might strike or press the wrong key. So, for beginners, it may be difficult, to keep your fingers on the keys, but try to do so, even if it's difficult, okay? So the first pattern that I'd like you to try on the right hand is to use this swing rhythm, swung quavers or eighth note. So let's have a listen. So let's have a look at that rhythm. So it's long shot, 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 long shot. So how do you practice this? So I strongly recommend and suggest that you practice it away from the piano or keyboard. Do it at the top of your piano or keyboard on the tabletop. So what you want to do is I use my fingers, or you can use your palms. So what you want to do is, let's practice the right hand first. So it's long shot, long shot, long shot, long shot, long shot. Okay, let's do it together. Long shot, long shot, long shot, long shot, long shot, long shot, long. Or another way to count the rhythm is do what 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 do what. Now let's add the left hand. So left hand is playing, it's playing the quarter or crotchet beat, so it's playing one beat. So how do you put them together? So it's long shot. So long shot is considered one beat. So long shot, Make sure you can do that. Or do what. And then now let's do 2 iterations of it. Do what, do what. Or long, short, long, short. Make sure you can do it. And if it's too fast for you, slow down. Long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short. Okay, make sure you can do that. Once you can do that, transfer what you've done onto the piano. So using your entire hands. Do what, 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 do what. Or long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long. Okay, so remember, just one thing to note is when you're playing long, short, left hand continues to be on, pressed down, because long shot is 1 beat and your left hand plays the entire 1 beat. So it's long shot. If you do just long shot, so your left hand it's only playing like just long. It's playing maybe 3/4 of a beat instead of the full beat. So make sure you hold down your left hand for the full beat. Long shot, long shot, long shot. All right. So once you can do that, what you want to do is pick any 2 fingers. I would suggest picking finger 2 maybe. So what I suggest is E flat on both fingers. Okay, actually no. Let's do it away from the piano first. Do it at piano top or tabletop. So what you want to do is do what, 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 do what. Or long, short, 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 long, short. I strongly recommend and suggest that you verbalize the counting, you count aloud, because this actually helps your brain to process the rhythm. All right, so make sure you count aloud, even though you feel there's no need to do it initially. But so over time, maybe weeks or months, once this rhythm is internalized within you, feel free not to count it because it's really part of your system. But until then, I would like you to count it. Okay, so long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short. Do what, do what, do what, do what. Okay, and then transfer it to the keyboard or piano. So choose any 2 black keys, depending on the piece or tune that you're trying to learn this on. So for me, I've just decided to choose E flat on left hand and right hand. So I'm just using finger 2. Feel free to use other finger combinations. You can use finger 5, finger 1. I just decided to make it easier for myself, so I just use finger 2. So what you want to do is count a lot. Remember, do what, do what, do what, do what. Long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short. So you can of course do it if that is difficult for you. Try it slower. Long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short. Do what, 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 do what. Okay, play around with the pattern. Okay, so once you can do that, really the next step is to play the full left hand of section A. Long, short, 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 long, long, short, long, short, long, long, short, long, short, long, short, long. Do what, 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 do. And of course, you don't have to play it the way that I've done. You can do it, just maybe you can even for one set of the left hand chord progression, just play one black key, one specific black key. For example, do what, do what, do what, do what, change. Do what, do what, do what, change. last bit. So you get an idea of how to do it. So once you can do that, maybe try to speed it up, because it sounds pretty cool if you can speed it up, isn't it? So what I suggest is also, because this is blues, so it tends to sound better when you're using the lower notes. So try to play as far left to your piano or keyboard as far as possible to the left, depending on the range of the keys that you have. Anyway, so that's really that. And for the right hand, if you're very confident and you can play what we've done earlier, what I would suggest you do is explore two keys. So for example, so you might do or try, I don't know, they don't have to be two consecutive keys. You can be, I don't know, instead of this you can do this, and instead of going up you can go down. So once you can do that, I would suggest trying three keys. So what I'll also suggest is, if you're trying any three keys, I strongly suggest that you repeat the middle note. You make it easier. And if you decide not to repeat a middle note, that's fine too. It can be tricky for some of you, and for some of you it might be easy. Anyway, so once you can do that, the next step is to try 4 notes. Or it can go down as well. And once you can do that, maybe try 5 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So what you want to do is, or you can try from, starting from the top note. Alright, hopefully I've given you some ideas on how to, play blues number 1 of section A. There are infinite number of ways where you can play the right hand, but for my students, I strongly suggest that you stick to the swung 8th notes, which is do what, do what, do what, do what. Okay, make it a discipline of sticking to that rhythm. There can be temptation for some of you to do your own rhythm, and that is fine, only if you can play the swung 8th properly. Okay, so let's move on to section B. So section B, left hand, finger 5 on A flat, and then finger 4 on the next right key, finger 3 on the next black key. So we're just playing 3 keys. Okay, the rhythm is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the counting. So A flat is 3 beats, 1, 1, 2, 3, and then A is the 4th beat, B flat is the next 1 beat, followed by 3 beats of silence or rest. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you can count it as ta, 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 rest, 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 ta, 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 rest, rest, rest. So that's the left hand, and what do I suggest that you do for the right hand? I suggest that you play, you can play anything really, but I suggest that you play quarter notes or crotchets really. So for example, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, to keep it simple, what I like you to do is just, you know, focus on one note, focus on the coordination. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, 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 res, res, res. Ta, ta, res, res, res. And then, you know, you can use 2 notes and 3 notes, 4 notes, 5 notes. You can repeat anything you want. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you can do something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can clap as well, isn't it? Yeah. So that's really section B. So how do you combine everything? So I suggest that you play section A as many times as you liked, and then after that, you know, play section B as many times as you liked, and then you go back to section A. Alright, so that's blues number 1. Hope you enjoyed this video tutorial now. Have fun. Cheers. Bye.